We are back, Indianapolis moms, and this time we are really excited to chat with this year's nonprofit spotlight business that we unfortunately are not able to meet in person, but we're really excited that you can chat with them and learn a little bit more about the Little Timmy Project. So if you both want to introduce yourselves and share with us more about the Little Timmy Project and the amazing things that you do for our community. Katie, you want to start?
I am Katie Kirchhoff. I am the co-founder of the Little Timmy Project. And this is my partner, Steffany Steffler. So the Little Timmy Project started in 2018. I lost my son, who was 5 weeks old, to SIDS. And as moms and as parents, I'm sure we can all imagine just the grief that that kind of sucks out of you. And part of me was looking for what kind of support systems are out there for moms who have lost their babies. And in that, I started to look at Indiana's statistics, and not only infant mortality, which we are 43rd in the country, but maternal mortality, we are even worse. So Steffany and I got together in the fall of 2008, and Steffany and I have known each other for 15 years. So we've been best friends for 15 years. And really in high school is when our kind of nonprofit community outreach started. And we always wanted to be really involved in the community. And it just so happened to take a series of unfortunate events to get us there. But in our research in the fall of 2018, we just started really looking at where the barriers are and what Indy is missing, and why are there so many zip codes inside of Indianapolis where there are plenty of hospitals. Why are so many women and infants dying? So in that, the biggest obstacles that we found were access to care and transportation. So we spent a lot of time and a lot of effort just looking into how can we answer this call. So that is where, and I'll let Steffany talk a bit about this, but that is where our conception of our Little Mom Stop came in. So the Little Mom Stop is a mobile care unit that we will be able to take through different communities in Indianapolis. That's all.
Yeah, so as Katie said, I'm Steffany Steffler, a longtime friend and co-founder now of Little Timmy Project. It's been an honor to be able to memorialize Timmy in this way. I'm super proud and happy to be here. As Katie said, one of our biggest projects going forward is our Little Mom Stop, and this is we've got 33 out of 92 counties in Indiana that are deemed maternal care deserts. And that means that, there's little to no access to OB services or birthing hospitals. So a lot of women aren't showing up to the hospital or even seeing a doctor until they're in labor. And that's kind of a scary situation. And so Katie and I started looking into why could this be happening. Not only do we see the rates changing in a negative way for Indiana, but we saw Indiana throwing money at this problem and donors throwing money at this problem and seeing no results. So we came up with a solution that is a collaborative approach to inclusive, comprehensive care. We don't want to come in and reinvent the wheel. We think that people are already doing really good work in these communities. There's just maybe a gap in the accessibility that these moms have to these resources. So the Little Mom Stop will collaborate with community professionals and organizations to build events that are inclusive of everyone and kind of bring those resources into one collaborative location that's compassionate and caring. And it's a place where, moms can gather and learn more and be heard and tell their own stories. So we're really excited. We just we purchased the RV this year during COVID of all things. So we are, it was, an interesting way to approach something, but we're really happy that we can still continue the work that we're doing this year, even in a global pandemic. So what that looks like in the future is a little bit different right now, but we just sent our little baby trailer off to get wrapped. So it'll have a new dress on soon, and we're excited to see what the future brings. So thanks for having us.
I saw the photos on Instagram. So that was that's so cool. I love
literally this weekend. We're really excited.
So any upcoming events or drives or things that local people can get involved in to help support the Little Timmy Project?
So right now, and like as Steffany said, we're still trying to figure out what that looks like. I think we should definitely mention that when this pandemic started, Steffany and I spent 2.5 months doing diaper drives and diaper drops. And so we were driving around for weeks and dropping off diapers. Lots of people request that, and there's just, there's not very many of us to do it. So we started doing diaper drive-throughs. So we were able to give out, I think, over 30,000 diapers during that.
Yeah, almost 30,000 diapers to 333 families over like a 9-week period. So that was kind of our initial emergency response when we saw the need, and people were reaching out to us and saying, how can we help? And we thought, yeah, how can we help? And so we just got this idea, Katie is a doula, and she's always helping moms get the supplies that they need and finding like interesting ways to do that. So people donated through our Amazon Smile account and just literally loaded up Katie's garage full of diapers. So it was really cool to see everybody jump in, and it was really awesome that we were able to distribute those in a really safe, healthy way in a time where everybody really needed it. I think, people initially lost their jobs and everything. It was a huge shock. So it was a small thing, but it was a cool thing to be able to do for everybody. Since then, our partners and community, Indiana Diaper Bank has started doing some drive-throughs. They got a big grant to do some other things. So like I mentioned before, we don't want to reinvent the wheel. So what we've been doing since they've kind of ramped those up is really just pushing people in those directions. And once again, letting people know where those resources are in their communities.
That's amazing. So is your Amazon link, is it still active?
Yes. So I to say, sorry, Steph. Our Amazon link is active, and we post that. It's also on our website.
Okay.
So we are also really focused right now on I know like everyone wants to volunteer and everyone wants to do everything. And right now, as we figure out what that looks like, we are also looking for a lot of things on the back end. Like people who are work in fundraising or development, people who work in grants. So those things, Steffany and I have really we have busted our butts over the last couple years, and it's like time where we need to we need to figure out, how we're still going to keep getting grants. So as we get bigger, and it's so awesome, and it's like literally on Friday, we're like driving behind our unit, watching it, like crying. Friday was also Timmy's 2-year anniversary from when he passed. So it was just a very, very emotional day for me, like watching our baby finally okay, this is the final stop before we can get it out there in the community. So we're also too, I'm throwing in looking for educators, anyone who is an educator willing to do Zoom classes, we work with women who would otherwise not be able to afford those classes. So we have been really working hard. There are women right now going into hospitals without ever having any sort of education class because it was canceled. So we are looking to how can we best get resources out there to women in our community. And right now it looks like Zoom, and that's just what we're going to have to roll with. But any kind of educator, that would be willing to assist us, like, please reach out to us. We would love to talk to you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And to that, we've developed a development committee. They'll be doing like helping us plan future events and what those could look like. So right now that's probably virtual, but we're throwing around the idea of potentially doing some forums with professionals and organizations in a safe way in their community, still bringing the Little Mom Stop to those spaces where people can see it and get to know us better. And then a grant committee too. So if you have any writing skills or grant writing skills, or just interested in seeing what you can do to help, we are building those committees right now.
Perfect. Well, we're going to link your website, and then we'll also put your email in there so they can reach out to you personally. But we are so grateful for both of you and this amazing business, this thing you are growing within our community, because like you said, I think the statistics are terrifying, and we are so grateful that you both are very passionate about this and what you have done with the Little Timmy Project. So thank you so very much. So we will put your link in the comments, and then again, your email. But again, we want you, make sure you follow the Little Timmy Project on social media, and you can see this brand new, what did you call your Little
Mom Stop?
Yes. So and you can check that all out and see how you can help support the Little Timmy Project as well. So Katie and Steffany, thank you so much for taking the time and chatting with us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good to be here.